Was China's first emperor even a legitimate heir? Did his mother secretly have an affair with a palace eunuch? Was his crown prince tricked into committing suicide? Were his greatest achievements built upon betrayal and scandals? History has seen plenty of drama, but no one knew scandals quite like Qin Shi Huang. Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into the dramatic life of Qin Shi Huang. You might know him as the legendary figure who unified China, built the Great Wall, and commissioned the famous Terracotta Army. But beneath these achievements were ruthless court intrigues, shocking legitimacy scandals, mysterious rumors surrounding his death, and controversies that continued even after he was gone. These events shaped him into China's legendary yet deeply controversial first emperor. To understand the controversies of Qin Shi Huang's life, we must first explore the chaotic era he was born into. The Warring States period, between 475 BCE and 221 BCE, China had no centralized emperor. Instead, it fractured into 7 powerful kingdoms: Qi, Chu, Yan, Han, Zhao, Wei, and Qin, each ruled by independent kings. These kings, unlike later emperors, had limited authority and constantly struggled to maintain control over competing nobles, ambitious princes, and shifting alliances. This decentralization created a turbulent landscape steeped in warfare, betrayal, and intricate political schemes, profoundly shaping Qin Shi Huang's early life and the events that followed. Kings and nobles regularly faced assassination plots and betrayals. Alliances shifted quickly. Yesterday's ally could easily become tomorrow's enemy. To maintain temporary peace, kingdoms frequently exchanged royal hostages, who lived under constant threat. Their survival depended on volatile diplomacy. Amid this instability, the kingdom of Qin stood out as ruthless and ambitious, expanding aggressively through strict military discipline and harsh laws. Royal bloodlines were expendable, a harsh reality exemplified by the early life of Prince Yiren, the future father of Qin Shi Huang. Prince Yiren was the son of Prince Anguo, the recognized heir apparent to King Zhaoxiang of Qin. Although Yiren's father was poised to become the next king, Yiren's own position was weak because his mother was just a low-ranking concubine. This low status meant Yiren had little chance of ever becoming king himself, so he was considered expandable enough to be sent away to the rival kingdom of Zhao as a diplomatic hostage. In Zhao, isolated and largely forgotten by his homeland, Yiren faced a future filled with uncertainty, seemingly destined for insignificance. However, Yiren's fate changed dramatically when he met Lü Buwei, arguably also the most important person in Qin Shi Huang's life. He was an exceptionally wealthy but socially disgraced merchant. In ancient China's strict social hierarchy, merchants were typically scorned, viewed as dishonorable profiteers, barred from official titles or meaningful political influence. Yet Lü Buwei was ambitious, resourceful, and determined to escape his social limitations. Recognizing an extraordinary opportunity in Prince Yiren's royal lineage, Lü Buwei promised the prince something no one else could: a realistic path to becoming heir apparent, even overcoming the obstacle of the low rank of Yiren's mother. Lü Buwei offered his immense wealth, connections, and political cunning to elevate Yiren from obscurity, convincing him that together they could secure his rightful place on the throne. Thus, the stage was set. Yiren's vulnerable position and Lü Buwei's cunning ambition combined to lay the groundwork for the controversies and legitimacy scandals that would soon define Qin Shi Huang's life and reign. In 259 BCE, Ying Zhen, later Qin Shi Huang, was born into immediate controversy. To cement their alliance, Lü Buwei strategically introduced Prince Yiren to Zhao Ji, a woman renowned for her exceptional beauty and charm, who was, at the time, Lü Buwei's own concubine. Such an act was far from ordinary. Gifting one's personal concubine was an extraordinary gesture, symbolizing Lü Buwei's deep strategic commitment and trust in Yiren. Historical records suggest Yiren was fully aware of Zhao Ji's prior relationship with Lü Buwei, highlighting the unusual and politically charged nature of this gift. These same records also consistently indicate Zhao Ji may have already been pregnant when transferred to Yiren, igniting persistent rumor that Lü Buwei, not Yiren, was Ying Zhen's true biological father. Zhao Ji herself had mysterious origins, likely humble and ambiguous, perhaps an entertainer or dancer before meeting Lü Buwei. This uncertain background further amplified doubts surrounding Ying Zhen's legitimacy, providing political rivals ammunitions against him for decades. At this time, Qing rapidly expanded under King Zhaoxiang, intensifying internal politics and intrigue. Recognizing an opportunity, Lü Buwei skillfully intervened to dramatically improve Prince Yiren's chances at the throne. Yiren's greatest obstacle has always been the low rank of his biological mother, severely limiting his claim despite being the son of Crown Prince Anguo. To fix this crucial weakness, Lü Buwei carefully persuaded Lady Huayang, Prince Anguo's influential primary wife, who had no sons, to formally adopt Yiren as her heir. This adoption immediately legitimized Yiren, transforming him overnight from a minor prince into the officially recognized successor. Lü Buwei reportedly convinced Lady Huayang by generously appealing to her own interest, highlighting that if her adopted son Yiren became king, she would secure lasting power and influence as future Queen Dowager. This mutually beneficial arrangement secured Lady Huayang's status at court, while enabling Lü Buwei to protect and strengthen his political investment. The strategy succeeded swiftly. In 250 BCE, when Prince Anguo becomes King Xiaowen, Yiren was officially named heir apparent. However, King Xiaowen dies just 3 days after his coronation, and Yiren ascends the throne as King Zhuangxiang. Lü Buwei was promptly rewarded with the powerful role of prime minister, a rise unprecedented for someone from Lü Buwei's merchant class, deepening political tensions and further destabilizing Qing's court. King Zhuangxiang's sudden death just after 3 years thrust his 13-year-old son Ying Zhen onto Qing's throne as King Zhen of Qing. Although records suggest natural causes, the abrupt transition amplified political instability due to Ying Zhen's young age, allowing Lü Buwei to consolidate power as regent and build significant influence at court. Lü Buwei's immense influence deeply shaped Ying Zhen's early years, fostering mistrust and suspicion, traits that would later define his rule. As prime minister and regent for the young Ying Zhen after King Zhuangxiang's death, Lü Buwei wielded immense authority. Under his oversight, Qing's bureaucracy expanded, and laws became more centralized and strictly enforced. Lü Buwei actively recruited talented advisors, many of whom favored the harsh legalist philosophy, emphasizing absolute authority and strict punishments. His reforms strengthened Qing's economy and military power significantly, paving the way for accelerated territorial expansion. Yet Lü Buwei's rapid accumulation of power generated intense opposition. Nobles resented his merchant background, accusing him openly for corruption, immorality, and abuse of power. Lü Buwei's earlier relationship with Zhao Ji, now Queen Dowager, further inflamed political tensions. Persistent rumors accused Lü Buwei of secretly continuing an intimate relationship with Zhao Ji, even after she had become the young king's mother. These allegations deeply undermined Lü Buwei's legitimacy and became powerful political weapons. As Ying Zhen matured into adulthood, he increasingly resented Lü Buwei's dominance. Recognizing the political threat Lü Buwei posed, Ying Zhen carefully supported Lü Buwei's enemies, allowing damaging accusations to circulate widely. Lü Buwei's former supporters gradually abandoned him, isolated by corruption allegations. In 237 BCE, Lü Buwei finally resigned under immense political pressure and retreated to his estates in Henan. Yet, even in exile, political rivals relentlessly attacked him, further tarnishing his reputation. With his legacy destroyed and facing total ruin, just 2 years later, Lü Buwei chose suicide by poison, ending his remarkable career. Lü Buwei's downfall was decisive in Qing history. Ying Zhen emerged fully independent and uncompromising in his control, sending a powerful message to Qing's nobles: absolute loyalty or absolute destruction. Lü Buwei's tragic end highlighted the ruthlessness that would characterize Ying Zhen's future reign and set the precedent for handling political rivals in Qing. Even before Lü Buwei's exile, another dangerous crisis was already brewing within the Qing court, centered around Ying Zhen's mother, Zhao Ji. Concerned that his own past affair with the Queen Dowager might soon be exposed, Lü Buwei introduced Lao Ai, a noble disguised as a eunuch, to Zhao Ji, hoping to divert her attention away from him. Lao Ai quickly gained Zhao Ji's favor, and their reckless relationship soon spiraled into a scandal that deeply undermined the court's stability. Historical accounts suggest Lao Ai was charismatic, manipulative, and ambitious, qualities that quickly endeared him to Zhao Ji. Their relationship soon escalated into an open secret, embarrassing Ying Zhen and shocking to the royal court. Zhao Ji's status as Queen Dowager shielded their relationship initially, emboldening Lao Ai's ambitions. Historical texts recorded that Zhao Ji secretly bore Lao Ai 2 sons, whose existence posed a direct and severe threat to Ying Zhen's legitimacy. Eventually, Lao Ai began plotting rebellion, believing his secret sons could eventually seize power. Lao Ai's supporters grew in number, and his plans became more brazen as he recruited palace officials and soldiers to his cause. Zhao Ji, emotionally dependent and politically naive, became increasingly entangled, risking not only her own reputation but Qing's internal stability. When Ying Zhen discovered the plot, he acted swiftly and brutally. Qing's loyal army crushed Lao Ai's rebellion before it fully erupted. Lao Ai himself was captured, ordered to a gruesome public execution, and his key followers faced equally harsh punishments. Ying Zhen ordered the execution of Zhao Ji's secret sons, ruthlessly eradicating any future claims to the throne. Zhao Ji herself was not executed, likely due to her position as Ying Zhen's mother, but she suffered severe public humiliation. Ying Zhen stripped her of royal privileges and permanently imprisoned her in isolated confinement, cutting her off from any political influence or personal relationships for the rest of her life. Hardened by these repeated betrayals, Ying Zhen intensified central control. By 221 BCE, this ruthless determination allowed Ying Zhen to conquer and unified all rival kingdoms under Qing's banner, achieving what no rulers had done before. With this historic accomplishment, he proclaimed himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of Qing, starting China's first imperial dynasty, the Qing dynasty, and marking the dawn of a new era that would forever transform China. After unifying China and declaring himself as the first emperor, Qin Shi Huang's strict authoritarian rule made him both immensely powerful and widely resented. His harsh laws, brutal punishments, and ruthless suppression of dissent created many enemies. Consequently, several high-profile assassination attempts occurred throughout his rule, each more daring and infamous than the last. The most famous assassination attempt occurred in 227 BCE, while Ying Zhen was still king of Qin and had not yet unified China. Jin Ke, an assassin from the state of Yan, was sent on a desperate mission to kill Ying Zhen and halt Qin's unstoppable advance. To gain an audience, Jin Ke pretended to surrender on behalf of Yan, bearing gifts and maps. Hidden within a rolled map was a poisoned dagger. Historical accounts vividly describe Jin Ke unrolling the map before Ying Zhen, swiftly drawing the dagger and lunging at the king. Ying Zhen narrowly escaped, leaping back just in time, while his guards killed Jin Ke on the spot. Another assassination attempt targeted Qin Shi Huang after he had become emperor, involving Gao Jianli, a renowned musician and friend of Jin Ke. Historical texts suggest Gao, angered by Qin Shi Huang's tyranny and mourning Jin Ke's failed attempt, vowed personal revenge. Initially, Gao Jianli concealed his identity to enter the imperial court as a musician, but was recognized. Surprisingly, Qin Shi Huang spared him due to his musical talent, instead having him blinded to neutralize the threat, still permitted to perform despite his blindness. Gao Jianli gradually regained the emperor's trust. He secretly weighted his instrument with lead and found an opportunity to try to strike the emperor. However, his blindness caused him to miss, and he was swiftly executed following this final act of defiance. These assassination attempts deeply affected Qin Shi Huang, leading him to impose ever stricter security measures, increasingly isolating himself and becoming suspicious of everyone around him. Qin Shi Huang's harsh responses only increased resentment among his subjects, prompting even more threats to his rule. His escalating mistrust caused him to rely increasingly on stricter punishments and tighter control, further weakening the Qing dynasty's stability over time. After unifying China, Qin Shi Huang became increasingly obsessed with securing his legacy and even immortality itself. Driven by fears for his safety and his desperate quest for eternal security, he pursued legendary elixirs to prolong his life and initiated massive construction projects intended to immortalize his rule. Qin Shi Huang's quest for immortality began soon after he became emperor. Following traditional Taoist beliefs, he dispatched diplomats and alchemists throughout the empire, seeking magical herbs, secret elixirs, and legendary substances that are said to grant eternal life. Historical records document countless resources poured into these expeditions: gold, silver, manpower, and materials, demonstrating the emperor's desperation to conquer death itself. Hundreds of alchemists, doctors, and scholars converged at Qin Shi Huang's court, each claiming secret knowledge. The emperor eagerly experimented with their concoctions, many of which contained toxic substances like mercury. The most famous figure among Qin Shi Huang's immortality seekers was Xu Fu, an alchemist who claimed to know the location of legendary islands inhabited by immortals. In 219 BCE, Qin Shi Huang funded Xu Fu's first major expedition to the eastern seas. Accompanied by thousands of workers, craftsmen, and enormous resources, Xu Fu returned empty-handed, blaming dangerous sea creatures for preventing success. Undeterred, Qin Shi Huang sent Xu Fu again around 210 BCE, with even greater resources. This time, Xu Fu never returned, leading historians to speculate he either died, intentionally fled Qing rule, or settled overseas. Some legends even suggest Xu Fu's voyage represented China's earliest exploration and indirect discovery of Japan. While unconfirmed historically, this legend illustrates Qin Shi Huang's desperate obsession with immortality and his growing disconnect from reality. Parallel to his search for immortality, Qin Shi Huang ordered the construction of an immense tomb complex, now officially known as the Qin Shi Huangling, starting as early as when he first ascended the throne. At its heart was the famous terracotta army, comprising thousands of life-sized clay warriors, horses, and chariots, designed to guard him in the afterlife. Historical texts suggest the tomb complex was part of Qin Shi Huang's broader attempt to ensure internal authority after death. According to some scholars and popular historical accounts, Qin Shi Huang commissioned the terracotta army partly to replace the traditional but brutal practice of human burial sacrifices, previously common among Chinese elites who buried servants and soldiers alive to serve them in death. Yet, regardless of the exact intent, the project undeniably drained enormous resources and manpower. Historical accounts indicate hundreds of thousands of laborers endured extreme conditions, with many dying from exhaustion or illness, highlighting the severe human costs behind Qin Shi Huang's ambitious vision. Another controversial legacy from Qin Shi Huang's rule was the massive construction of the Great Wall, intended as a defensive structure to protect the newly unified China from invasions by northern nomadic tribes. Though smaller regional walls existed before, Qin Shi Huang ordered these walls connected and expanded significantly. Like the mausoleum, this project came at a great cost. Countless workers faced harsh conditions, many losing their lives due to exhaustion, starvation, or accidents. This immense human suffering is famously captured in the enduring legend of Mengjiang Ku Changchen. According to legend, Mengjiang's husband was conscripted to build the Great Wall, where he tragically died due to harsh conditions. Overcome by grief, Mengjiang wept so bitterly that her tears caused a section of the wall to collapse, powerfully symbolizing the immense human suffering behind Qin Shi Huang's ambitious projects. Qin Shi Huang's relentless obsession had profound, lasting consequences. His extravagant quests and massive projects severely strained Qin's resources and exhausted its population, fueling resentment throughout his empire. While there's much more to explore about Qin Shi Huang's incredible mausoleum and terracotta army and the Great Wall, these fascinating stories extend beyond this video. But if you're curious about them, let me know in the comments and I'll cover these legendary projects in greater detail in a future video. The mysteries and speculations surrounding Qin Shi Huang intensified significantly at his sudden death in 210 BCE. Sparking rumors, theories, and debates still unresolved today. Ancient historians have left behind intriguing accounts filled with secrecy, deception, and suspicion, creating one of China's most enduring historical controversies. Historical texts describe Qin Shi Huang's death during a royal tour in eastern China as unexpected and sudden. Instead of promptly announcing his death to the empire, his closest ministers, particularly the influential eunuch Zhao Gao and Chancellor Li Si, concealed this critical information. Fearful of potential instability or seeking to control succession plans, they hid the emperor's death for weeks. Remarkably, Zhao Gao and Li Si secretly transported Qin Shi Huang's decomposing body back to the capital in a sealed imperial carriage, preventing others from learning the truth. Legend describes that carts of salted fish accompanied the imperial carriage to disguise the smell of decomposition. Such extraordinary measures show the secrecy surrounding the final period of Qin Shi Huang's life. Among the many enduring legends surrounding Qin Shi Huang's mysterious death are persistent claims of assassination or poisoning. Historical texts frequently reference Qin Shi Huang's obsession with immortality, highlighting his continuous consumption of mercury-based elixirs provided by trusted alchemists. Modern historians believe these toxic substances may have gradually weakened his health, inevitably hastening his death. Yet darker rumors persisted, suggesting outright assassination attempts, perhaps by disgruntled court officials or eunuchs unhappy with his harsh rule. Though we don't have any concrete proof, those persistent rumors have been reinforced by the extraordinary secrecy and suspicion surrounding the emperor's final days. forever linking Qin Shi Huang's death with mysterious intrigue. The scandals and mysteries around Qin Shi Huang's death deeply shaped how he is remembered historically. Ancient historians, particularly Sima Qian, vividly described the suspicious secrecy and strange events surrounding Qin Shi Huang's passing, overshadowing even his monumental achievements. Through these vivid portrayals, Qin Shi Huang's final moments became symbolic of the danger inherent to absolute power. The sudden death of Qin Shi Huang threw his empire into immediate turmoil. Despite his obsession with immortality and extensive preparation for the afterlife, the first emperor had failed to publicly announce an official succession. This oversight sparked one of ancient China's most controversial succession crises, directly linked to the secrecy and paranoia of Qin Shi Huang himself. One of history's most debated scandals revolves around whether he truly named his eldest son Fu Su as heir in the final moments of his life. Fu Su was respected for his moderation, competence, and potential for stabilizing Qin's harsh rule. However, upon Qin Shi Huang's death, powerful court officials Zhao Gao and Li Si manipulated circumstances to seize power for themselves. Using secrecy to their advantage, Zhao Gao and Li Si forged an imperial decree accusing Fu Su of disloyalty and incompetence, commanding him to commit suicide. Tragically, Fu Su obeyed this falsified order out of filial loyalty, effectively removing the most qualified successor. Zhao Gao and Li Si then installed Qin Shi Huang's younger and inexperienced son, Hu Hai, as Qin Ershi, a puppet emperor easily controlled and manipulated. As Qin Ershi, Hu Hai became a powerless puppet, manipulated entirely by Zhao Gao. Exploiting Qin Shi Huang's centralization of absolute authority, Zhao Gao quickly purged political rivals, fostering a climate of paranoia, executions, and chaos within the court. Initially influential, Li Si himself soon fell victim to Zhao Gao's ruthless consolidation of power and was executed under false charges. These events significantly erode trust in Qin government and fueled widespread unrest. Rebellions soon erupted throughout the entire empire, directly sparked by anger towards the corrupt court and illegitimate succession. The rebellion led by Chen Sheng and Wu Guang symbolized the broader discontent and was historically significant as China's first recorded peasant uprising. Facing escalating revolts and internal court instability, Zhao Gao ultimately betrayed Qin Ershi, forcing him to commit suicide. Zhao Gao attempted briefly to install another puppet emperor, but the damage was done. Within months, rebels captured the capital, executed Zhao Gao, and rapidly brought the Qin dynasty to an end. The rapid collapse of the Qin dynasty provided later Chinese rulers with a powerful lesson. Transparent succession planning was crucial for stability. Future dynasties, notably the Han dynasty, explicitly prioritized clear succession rules to prevent similar disasters, recognizing the fatal risks of secrecy and unchecked court intrigue. Qin Shi Huang's life and legacy were deeply shaped by scandal and turmoil. The rumors and betrayals he faced profoundly influenced his ruling style, ultimately destabilizing the empire he worked so tirelessly to build. Today, Qin Shi Huang remains one of history's most debated figures, illustrating vividly how personal scandal can alter not only a leader's path, but the fate of an entire empire. What do you think about Qin Shi Huang's life? Could these controversies have been avoided? Or was controversy inevitable given his unprecedented power? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy exploring these fascinating scandals from Chinese history, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on another historical tea. I'll see you in the next video.
Stay curious, stay magical.